Hello everyone, hope God and welcome back to the channel, to the final part of the Week of 86 saga. It's probably the wrong term for it, but I'm calling that because it sounds cool. Now, in case you aren't aware, I have done reviews for all of these figures leading up to one big one, ranking them from worst to best. Now, if you want to watch this review individually, I will be linking them down below in the description box, so go check it out if you're not already. And we said, let's stick right in, starting for the worst and leading up to the best. And coming in at number 6, which would be the worst figure, is probably a shock to a few people, but remember, it's all just my opinions. So yes, coming in number 6 is the Studio Series 86 number 2 Autobot Cup. And like I said in my review of this video, I have two opinions. One's objective and one's personal. Objectively, this guy is a great figure. Yeah, he doesn't have any wrist articulation, and the backpack is a bit substantial by today's standards, but honestly, it's not that bad. Articulation is fine, it looks very accurate to the 86 movie counterpart, and the coloring is fantastic. Now, and so objectively, it's a good figure. Now, me personally, I don't know why, but I just do not get a lot of enjoyment out of this figure. Again, I don't know why. It's a perfect figure, practically. It comes with all the accessories that he needs. His pose is fine. The paint's fine. Even has this little play feature where you can move his arms to recreate a scene from like an 86 movie. So, in theory, this is a figure that me personally and just objectively I would love. But for a reason, I'm just not the biggest fan of it. That's why it's coming in at number 6. Alrighty, so coming in at number 5 is the Studio Series 86 number 1 Autobot Jazz. Now, unlike Cup, I objectively and personally absolutely love this figure. He's a perfect rendition of his, not just the movie counterpart, but the entire G1 show. He looks amazing, posing is fantastic, comes with the one and only accessory that he really needs, transformation, and the art mode, though although I do have my problems with this figure. Now, me personally, I have never ever seen signs of the clear plastic on this figure breaking or stress marking, and that's good for me. But I know for a fact that so many other people have had their figure break because of that entirely clear plastic backpack right here. And even though that has happened to me personally, and I hope it never will, I still have to deduct some major points for that, because that is a just huge design flaw. And if you do want to make it out of clear plastic, make it nice and sturdy, not easily snappable. And again, it has happened to me personally, just because it has happened to so many other people, I need to deduct some major points for that. But besides that, I mean, it's a fantastic figure, but just again, that clear plastic does really suck. So yeah, that's why he is at number 5. Alrighty guys, so coming in at number 4. Now this was a very hard decision. Like, it was down to the thinnest little wire. But regardless, coming in at number 4 is the 86 number 3 Autobot Blur. And okay, I'm just gonna start off with saying this. This figure is great. He is a beautiful rendition of his 86 counterpart. Both modes look pretty good, while a bit keyboard heavy in some areas. His transformation is fun and intuitive, but unfortunately, when you're doing a list of figures like these, which are all close if not perfect, you have to take into consideration every little flaw, including these pieces on the arm. Now, in my original review, I said that they weren't that big of a deal, but again, with making figures like this, you have to take everything into account. Now, these are a bit out of proportion. They're definitely bigger than they really should have been, and they do leave a very ugly hollow gap there, just below the wrist, and they do hinder the wrist articulation, to where if you want to move the wrist, you have to move this with it, and it can't move to the left at all. So that definitely does attract some points for this guy, but he's still a good figure that comes with all the original accessories that he needs, and I would still highly recommend him to anyone who likes this character. Okay, so coming out number 3 is probably going to be a bit of a shock to some people, but if you saw my review, you know why he's here. So coming in number 3 is the Studio Series 86 number 4. So yes, number 4 Autobot Hot Rod. And okay, much like Cup, I have two opinions of this guy. First opinion, objectively, he is a perfect figure. Both modes look amazing, with only nitpicks honestly to complain about with him. Transformation is extremely fun and intuitive, just really a joy to do, and there are a few clear plastic parts in this guy, so I'm not sure why they're there, but there haven't been too many reports of them breaking, so I can't really hold that against the figure. So again, objectively, he's fantastic and probably perfect figure. But again, me personally, I am not the biggest fan of this guy. Now, one of the reasons is this arm on my copy. It is extremely loose. It cannot hold a post to save its life, and I'm not the biggest fan of Casper charging a Voyager class price for this guy. And I know why they had to do it, or maybe they didn't have to. I know why they did do it, but still, I would have rather much paid $20 for this guy and just had this figure. But again, it's just my personal opinion, so that's why he is at number 3. And coming at number 2, and you can see that we're starting getting into the mini masterpieces now. But yes, number 2 is the Studio Series 86, number 5, Decepticon Scourge. I can't remember his name. Yes, Decepticon Scourge. And oh goodness, what can I give this guy? He is probably the closest thing to perfect that we will ever get this character. He is the absolute spitting image of his movie counterpart. Everything, the coloration, the molding, even the backpack and the wings is perfect. Now, I've heard some people complain about these wings and that they're kind of big, and I don't understand why people really complain about that. That's how they were in the show. And yes, they all kind of a bit different because Kibble has to be stored there, but it's still how it was shown in the show in the movie. So I cannot hold that against the figure at all. It does only come with 2 accessories, but it's all he really needs. And I do love the fact that it does come with a blast effect. It's because Siege and Earthrising Kingdom are starting to slow down and stop, so we're probably not going to be getting any blast effects for a while. So like some of these Studio Series figures are coming with their own. And oh my gosh, the transformation on this thing is beautiful. It's so much fun. It's quick. You can do it in 1 minute flat. It's intuitive. It's just so much fun. And the vehicle mode is kind of spaceship thing, I believe it is. It's fun. You can nice to play around with. Very accurate. Very heavy. It just is a fantastic figure. So definitely 10 out of 10. And it definitely did earn this second place spot. And finally, coming in at first place, which should be no shock to any of you who saw my review of this guy, first place goes to the Studio Series 86, number 6 Autobot Grimlock. And this is the figure on this list that I can say with full certainty and confidence that is just a mini masterpiece. He is perfection incarnate. The Dino mode is amazing. It looks exactly like it did in the 86 movie. And while articulation is a bit limited in that tail, actually, so I'm not limited, there's no articulation whatsoever in the tail. That's completely understandable. It's because of the figure's size and how that would have to be engineered. And the robot mode. Oh my gosh, the robot mode, it's perfect. It perfectly captures the character. I'm sorry, the look of the character from the movie. Articulation is fantastic. It can pull off so many poses that I wouldn't think a figure this big could do. And speaking of how big it is the closest thing to old Alito class scale we have gotten. I'm like, what, 3 years now? Yeah, 3 years. He's just about as tall as the Mastermind Christians of Texas. And if you have that figure, you know how tall that thing is. So that should just give you just a quick sense of scaling. And he comes with all the accessories that he needs, his blaster and wheelie. And I wish he would have came with his sword. That's one little thing I do wish he would have come with. But, you know, they'll upgrade kits for that. I'm not really taking that away from the figure at all. He is still a fantastic and perfect rendition of this character. And I would absolutely recommend this figure to you guys. So thank you everyone, that was my quick little ranking video for all of the Studio Series 86 figures. And while of course some figures have to rank higher than others, I do think that all these figures are fantastic in their own right. While yes, they do all have their flaws, even Precious Boy Grimlock, they are all definitely probably the best version of the characters they've ever gotten, including for the Masterpiece line, you know. I honestly think that the Grimlock for the Studio Series 86 is actually better than the Masterpiece. Same thing with the Hot Rod. But overall, I think this line has been fantastic so far, and I just cannot wait to find myself some Wave 2. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you thought the video was too high but too low, again, just let me know. So, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next one. Bye, guys. Have a good day.